Boys, they have gone and done it. They have robbed us again. Also, hello. This is me doing my first facecam video since like 2022. Most of you wouldn't really know that considering I unlisted all my videos. Now, some of you may know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not. Most of you probably don't care. In fact, you do probably care more about that egg that's been making those headlines in the papers recently. Because, you know, it's that egg, you put it in your house, it's radioactive, and then you permanently get stuck with the Fallout New Vegas rads in the corner. If you haven't put it together yet, I am going to talk about the Transformers Reactivate situation, which is insane. You know, the Transformers Reactivate situation is insane. Oh my god, that is a buzzword title. Title of the video. It won't be, they have robbed us. It will be the Transformers situation is insane. But yeah, Reactivate was cancelled, or as the people on Twitter have been calling it, Transformers Deactivate. Reactivate was announced in 2022, with a beta being planned in 2023. There was no beta. Literally nothing. What sucks more is the game was being developed by Splash Damage, which has a somewhat competent portfolio, with them being involved in making both Batman Arkham Origins and the Halo Master Chief Collection. They also did make Gears Tactics, which I found to be a very fun game. I really do hate that Reactivate's been cancelled, and I might say this throughout the video a bit more and more. But recently, the Transformers game scene has just sucked. It has been drier than the Nevada desert. I think the last mainstream game that was really well reviewed was Devastation, which came out in 2015, nearly 10 years ago. For a while, I remember being able to find decent Transformers games on the App Store, like Transformers Earth Wars, or the Angry Birds game. The Angry Birds game. You know that side scroller where you can have the Angry Birds or the pigs and the Transformers characters, which was the most random crossover ever, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought the music was really good. I thought the gameplay was slightly addictive. It wasn't mind-blowing. It wasn't like, oh my god, wholesome chungus gameplay. It was a decent game. I enjoyed it. What else you had? Oh, you had Forged to Fight, which was like one of the Mortal Kombat style games where you fight each other and you have like this village. I think there was also like a Transformers Robots in Disguise game where you could scan the toys. What else was there? There was that, do you remember like those Hero Factory clones? Or the Barnacle clones that Hasbro was pushing out? Where you could they had it with the Marvel characters as well. It was like these little ones you could put together, and there was an App Store version of it where it would have like this not cutscene where they'd scrap out, and it said if your stat was higher than if you'd beat them. And I would always get stuck in like the third boss, and I could never get through it. What were they called? Editor, put something here, right here. You see track it on my finger, right here. Don't get me wrong, we have had console releases since Devastation. The one I remember really being pushed because it was the only one you could find on the Xbox store at the time was the Cyberverse crossover game. What was it called again? Oh, it was Battlegrounds, yeah. Battlegrounds, which was a really hard push, and I think that one would have probably suited Splash Damage more, considering it was like an XCOM game where you plan out, and that, you know, the Overwatch feature where you can have your guy aim at, you know what I mean, you know, the strategy, chess but better. Recently as well, they had that Expedition game for the Earthspark tie-in, which really felt to me like one of them cheaply made anime games, or for the anime nerds in my viewer base, those crappy Ben 10 games, not the 360 ones, but the new cartoon ones like Power Trip, and the first one by the way is an actually decent game. The second one is not. I think it's like a gigabyte in size. Power Trip is just not a good game. Fucking Minecraft collab was better. When Reactivate was first announced, people were thinking, oh my god, we are so back, because this is like the first mature Transformers games since Rise of the Dark Spark, which sucked. The trailer and promo art showed off this post-apocalyptic Earth with humanity pushed to its peak. Then gameplay started leaking. You had Autobots working with Decepticons in a class-based system. My phone just went off, thank you Gmail. There was this class-based system where Autobots and Decepticons would work together to fend off these aliens no one knew was. The trailer looked really good. Gameplay started being leaked of really probably alpha. Which one comes first? Is it alpha or beta? It is alpha testing. Yeah, alpha footage was being leaked where it looked unfinished, but it looked decent. And I think earlier last year you had some gameplay come out which kind of looked okay as well. And then some of the game's early cutscenes leaked, which yes, they were these cheaply made slideshow COD Zombies cutscenes, but they were still really good. The plot was really looking interesting. And then nothing. for 2 years. The game was promised for a 2023 release date, then 2024, then 2025, until they said they were going to slow down, rework the game a little bit, and release it probably like 2026, and now it's just gotten the straight axe. I would say they chose to rework the game probably because of the failure of both Marvel's Avengers and the Suicide Squad game, which both were live-action service games where the typical status quo was massively changed up. For example, in Suicide Squad, you fought endless waves of Brainiac goons. I don't know. I actually haven't played that game. I watched it all played on Twitch, and it didn't look good. And every time I go into like the CEX, I see it discounted more and more, and I think, oh, this is when I get it, and then I still think £5 is still too much to pay for it. So I know, but no, they usually, those live action games, they usually have you just rush enemies, like, oh my god, my screen is full of buttons, full of colours, I must shoot everything that moves. But no, they probably thought, let's not do that, because when you say, oh, it was a free, because it was going to be free to play, it was probably going to be live service, and they thought, oh, if we have no, like, because you know, like Cybertron games, you point and click, this game is like, oh, you point and click, get score. They probably thought 2 games have come out, they haven't worked, let's rework it a little bit, and then they just decided, let's give it the axe. And for us, as a consumer, that sucks, but as a publisher here, they're saying that they are going to lay off people, probably because the company is going through redundancies now, considering they're shifting people around to work on other projects. And they do say later in the announcement post for it that they're going to have to say goodbye to friends and colleagues, that definitely sucks. I do feel for the developers there. That would actually just suck, because it is probably what, like 3 years of work just gone in an instant, and then, God, imagine what the Concord developers must be feeling. Like 8 years, one of the most expensive flops of all time. Oh, that would suck. I would actually quit. I honestly was not expecting this news at all. I was expecting the game to go through development hell, but then be a mid-game at least. But because it came out 2 years before Transformers 1 and was announced a year before the release of Rise of the Beast. So I was thinking we're back in another golden age. Like, no, the late 2010s, early 2010s sort of time when you were getting like Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Night, which, yeah, wow, okay movies, like the big dumb Transformers fights. I thought, oh, we're back in this age, we are so back, we're going to get games again, because Hasbro did say they were going to stop financing movies and move on to the gaming scene, and they've cancelled the game. This game news couldn't come at like a worse time either, considering half the fan base has like gaslit themselves into thinking the Activision games are coming back. And if you don't know about that, I'll give a quick recap on that real quick. Basically, Hasbro promised 2 Transformers games to come out by December 2024. We're in January 2025, and only one of those games came out, that one being Galactic Trials. What's worse is, I think Galactic Trials has does it have a £60 price point? Just accidentally moved that around. Galactic Trials. I've just misspelled it on Steam. Killing myself. How much does it cost on Steam? Oh my god, it's $40. No, it's £35, sorry. That is... yeah, so... Is that the Forged to Fight Optimus, just in like low poly? What? Actually robbed. We're actually robbed. Oh my god, I'm going to cry. But no, everyone. The reason why everyone thought the Activision games were coming back is because they were all relisted on Xbox, and then there was some cock up on the PS like homepage where people thought, oh my god, they're going to come back. But no, all that means you can do is you can look at them, you can't buy them, they're not for sale. The Australian Game Board also reviewed a game that was Transformers, and people thought it was going to be a remaster for War for Cybertron, and they were thinking it's going to come out in December as like a Christmas thing. It did not come out, so now it's kind of up in our air, and no one really knows what's going on, especially with news of Activision, because Activision's now owned by Microsoft, so people are thinking they're going to bring all the old Activision games back onto the Xbox compatibility program. But I believe that program was ended a few years ago, so no one, I don't know. I do hope this second mystery game is real and just missed its release window. But it's either that game comes out and it's really good, or they do bring back the Activision games, because I think that's like the only hope for the gaming scene for it right now. As just before I end this video, I do want to plug my Instagram, well, the channel's Instagram, because you can reach out to me there for video ideas, or keep up to date with the big videos I'm working on. I think I'm working on a War for Cybertron video right now. I'm about to finish the script like this week actually, and I'm gonna just post a picture I put on Instagram. I am on chapter 7. You know where they're in the prison? 40 pages in. Probably because I spent most of it yapping and repeating points and editing. Oh no, it comes like a 5-hour long video, longest one I've ever done. I'll probably blow my brains out after that one. I don't know. I'm never topping that. Never topping that. I'll never top the friggin' Dark of the Moon video, actually. That's just where I peaked. Like, why did I just start stealing all of Kev Dunnett's videos? Because, you know, he made two War for Cybertron videos, okay? Kev Dunnett, please, collab with me. Let me leech. I need clout. I need it. Please. I just said clout. I actually just said clout. I am never making a video again. You'll never see me again. I'm never showing my face ever again. Oh, actually, no. I think this video comes out either before or after an update video. I don't ask me. I don't have an upload schedule. I really don't. I have 2 hard drives like full of content. I'm just not uploading. No, just not upload. You don't get anything. You don't get anything. You know what? Challenge. 15,000 subscribers. I make a Discord. You can all yell at me in there. That's what you can do. Yeah, yeah. I really do hope you've enjoyed this little video, this little filler, this little side piece until the main stuff comes out. And as always, till next time.